This has potential to be one of the best teams I have ever rebuilt, because today we are rebuilding a team of the youngest NFL players, and we are gonna see how good we can make this team in the next 3 or 4 seasons. And I mean, just look at all these dev traits. This team has a ton of potential, and I don't want to waste any more time. I want to get into this. So if you enjoy today's video, be sure to drop a like. It sounds stupid, but it really does help out the channel, and it's a super easy way to support the channel. So let's see if we can get to 1,000 likes on this video. We've been easily hitting that on every video, but I just want to set an easy goal, so be sure to drop a like if you enjoy. And we are very, very close to 25K, so if you like Madden rebuilds, you are definitely in the right place. So be sure to subscribe. And I mean, hey, today's my birthday, so that would be kind of crazy to hit 25K on my birthday. That's all I'm saying. And I don't plug this very much, but be sure to turn on notifications for the channel if you want to be one of the first people to ever see these videos, and make sure that you never miss one, because I'm going to be posting a lot of rebuilds. If you haven't noticed, I've started uploading every single day, so if you want to catch those, turn on notifications. And let me know any fun rebuild ideas y'all have down below, because, you know, if I pick your comment, if I use your suggestion, I'll give you a shout out if you care about that, but it helps me know what y'all want to see. But without further ado, let's get into this rebuild, and we'll see how crazy we can make this team. Now, there isn't much more for me to go over here. Y'all have seen the team. It's very young. Who's the youngest player, actually? I think it's Israel Abanaconda, or however you say his last name. One of the A's you say different. So, Abanakanda, I don't know. He's the youngest, born, I think it said October 5th, 2002. These two are both 21 now. But let's get into this, and let's get to the midseason point of year 1, and we'll see how much this team can develop by that time. By year 1, we could be close to an 80 overall. We'll see. Okay, well, at the midseason point, we are 3-3. Now, that's a little disappointing because, no, why did I go? I always do that when I'm trying to check the schedule. I always go to the stats. It's a little disappointing because we started 3-0. I was gonna say we started 2-0. I only saw these 2 games. We started 3-0 and have gone 0-3 since then. Okay, not ideal. We got blown out by the Raiders, who are just way too broken in this game. Same with the Falcons, but we smoked them somehow. I don't know. This has certainly been a tale of 2 halves of the first half of the season. You know what I'm trying to say. We have a breakout linebacker, though. I mean, this could be kind of huge. Who is it? Is it going to be... Oh, it's Ivan Pace. All right, well, we'll see if we can get that. I doubt it, but we'll see. Oh, I was going to say it feels like our defense is struggling, but it's actually our offense. We have the number 30 offense in the league and the number 2 defense. We allowed 35 points to the Raiders. How are we the number 2 defense? I don't know. This is certainly a game of all time, but let's see if we can hit the Ivan Pace breakout against the Vikings. That would be kind of fun. Okay, well, we lost to the Vikings, as I figured would happen, and do we hit the breakout? No. All right, let's get to the end of the season. All right, well, we finished 5-12. How do we start 3-0 and finish 5-12? I mean, to be fair, it's probably a good thing that we finished as bad as we did, because, I mean, that'll be a high draft pick. Also, we destroyed the Panthers. They're another one of those teams that are just broken in this game. We lost 17-38 to the Chiefs. Shout out Fetty Wap. That was a season. Let's check out our season stats, though. Let's see what went wrong. So CJ Stroud he was actually pretty good. 3,500 yards, 20 touchdowns, 7 picks. Not a great completion percentage, but oh well. Jahmyr Gibbs was actually pretty bad. That could be a problem then, because as y'all know, running back is like borderline the most important position in this game for some I don't want to swear yet, but for some interesting reason, running back is the most important position in this game. At least it seems like to me. Whereas in real life, it is like the least important position. I mean, depending on the player. I wouldn't say least important, but it shouldn't matter as much as it does in this game. But yeah, 3.2 yards per carry for Jahmyr Gibbs. That is interesting. Jordan Addison, 1,000 yards for him, 5 touchdowns. Could be Rookie of the Year. I mean, I'm assuming we'll win Rookie of the Year here with at least a player. It's not like we have all rookies, but like 90% of our team is rookies. Oh, Oh, Paris Johnson allowed 23 sacks. I don't know if I could find it out, but I want to know what the record is for sacks allowed in a season from a lineman, because I bet that gets shattered every single season in Madden franchise. Sacks allowed numbers are just way too high. Well, at least for me, apparently. We had the most sacks allowed from a player by a lot. That's fun. And then Ivan Pace led the team with 128 tackles, tackles for loss, 18 for Carter, 9 for a few players. And sacks, 9 for Lucas Van Ness. He was pretty good. 8 for Jalen Carter. He might win Defensive Rookie of the Year. He was really good. Not much pass rush outside of those two, though. And interceptions, 3 for Jalen Jones, 2 for Nakobe Dean, and 1 for Drew Sanders. And that's it. Interesting. But let's check out yearly awards. MVP is probably going to go to it goes to Patrick Mahomes. Okay. The usual oh my God, literally the same top 5 as every year. Mahomes, Prescott, Allen, Hurts, and Burrow. And Lamar at number 6. The usual top 6. That's cool. Love the diversity of this game. But Offensive Player of the Year for the NFC goes to CeeDee Lamb. Defensive, who was that? Why is Aaron Jones on the Lions? Oh yeah, we're the Packers. I'm stupid. I had to trade him there. Aaron Donald wins Defensive Player of the Year, though. Offensive Rookie of the Year, we do not win. The Falcons win it with Bijan Robinson. That's fun. Stroud at number 2, Addison at 3, JSN at 5, Mims at 7, Gibbs at 9, Laporta at 10. It was mostly us, but we didn't win it. And Defensive Rookie of the Year does thankfully go to Jalen Carter. Van Ness at 2, Jalen Jones at 3, Ivan Pace at 5. I thought we had Jack Campbell. No, we have Drew Sanders. Never mind. I get them mixed up even though they're like completely different players. But of course, that is the end of our first season, but we're just getting started here, obviously. We haven't really done anything to this team. And how we're gonna treat free agency, I still haven't decided. We'll decide when we get there. Thinking we will go only players as old or maybe a year older than like our oldest player at the position. I don't know. We'll see. And for the draft, I'm going to say we'll draft anyone 22 and younger. Maybe 21, but that would really limit us. We'll see. But let's get into the offseason and we'll see if there's anyone good we can sign. There could definitely be some options. Ooh, that would be a terrible Super Bowl to watch. I feel like there's going to be a Super Bowl like that in real life this year. I don't know why. It's just going to be a defensive battle or some shit. But the Bills win 14-6 over the Cowboys. I feel like that's the Super Bowl we see every year now. Did they like change the Bills playbook in this game or something? Like they're very good now, at least for me. Maybe they heard what not Kevin O'Connell, Sean McDermott said and they made him good in this game. I don't know. Which if you haven't heard it yet, just look up Sean McDermott and it'll probably come up. It's insane. I said something about it on Twitter. I don't remember what, but go follow my Twitter if you haven't already. Link in the description. But I did see Jalen Carter had some upgrades. Obviously, I expect him to get a dev up. Did we get any others? I don't think so. I think JSN just has Superstar in this game. And then on defense, yeah, Jalen Carter got Superstar. I mean, he probably already has Superstar in this game, to be fair, but with my custom rosters, it'll say like Superstar dev for players, and then I'll go into franchise and they'll have star or something. They just won't have the right dev trait, and I can't change their dev traits outside of franchise because it's stupid. I love this game, if you couldn't already tell. But obviously, we have nobody to re-sign here, so let's see what we can do in free agency. Okay, I don't think there's anything we can do in free agency, at least year 1. As our players get older, though, we should be able to do more and more, but to be honest with you, there isn't really much I would want to do here anyways. It's not like we're gonna compete too much next year or anything. This is about year 4, I guess, or year 3, however long we have to go. So right now, signing free agents, I don't think would do a whole lot for us. I guess if we sign free agents, though, they would also be young players that we can develop, but there isn't anyone good there yet. So let's get to the draft and we will see what we can do. I know at least a couple positions I want to target. So the bright side about being terrible is we pick very, very high, and that's like best case scenario for this. I mean, best case scenario, I guess, would be going like 0-17 and getting the number 1 pick, but number 3 definitely isn't too bad. And with the 3rd pick, what do we want to do? I feel like I always say that. I never know what I want to do. Well, I say I don't, but I kind of do. I just lie, apparently. God, the tackles look terrible. terrible here. Ugh. Dennis Curry had like a good combine, but no. All right, how about corner? Okay, Marquez Brown is really good. He's a top 5 talent. I don't know about taking him at 3 though. Is Cortez Blake crazy or something? He looks good, but All right, we might trade back here. Ah, yes, let me pick a safety number 3 overall. No. All right, let's trade back a little bit. Is this a serious offer? Is this real life? The Colts are offering us a 6th and a 7th to move from 9 to 3. Yeah, let me think about that one. I will make a trade with them though. I might steal like a ton of value from them just for being stupid. But no, I think I will trade back with. Okay, we are trading back to 9. This isn't like great value. What did the hold on? I want to check something. What did the Texans give up to get Jalen Carter at like number 3? Or not Jalen Carter, Will Anderson. From 12, they traded to 3, and they traded number 33, which is almost a first-round pick, a 2024 first, and a 3rd. So I guess that's a little more to trade up, or like a few more spots they had to trade up. But yeah, that's almost 2 firsts they had to trade. We're getting 2 seconds, super high seconds. Are we ripping ourselves off? I mean, this calls that a big overpay. So this is probably about fair. I don't know. The trade calculator said it was fair. We'll go with it. But here, like I said, we do want Marquez Brown out of Southern Miss of all schools. He ran a 4.38, 17 bench reps, pretty good vert and broad jump, nothing crazy though. But B awareness, A press, A man, B zone. This dude's nice. Is he gonna have normal dev? Probably, but let's hope he doesn't. Let's go with Marquez Brown. All right, cool. I mean, at least he's a top 5 talent, but at least I expected that too. So at least I wasn't taking him expecting like superstar dev or something. There are a lot of good looking corners here. Like all of these look draftable. I mean, we don't need another corner, but like if we can get a really good player, why not get a really good player? You know what I'm saying? And we don't not need corner. I mean, our number 3 is still like a 72 overall or something. Yeah, this is a weird strategy, but we're gonna go with another corner. Why not? I don't think I've ever done this in a rebuild, but we're gonna go with Rashard Davis. He looks 40 years old and fat, kinda, but it's not like I'm one to talk. He's 6'1", 184, 22 years old, out of Ohio State. Good speed, good strength. He just looks really similar to the last guy we took, maybe like a touch worse, but not really. He's stronger and worse play rec, but like that's it. So I don't know, let's take him. Rashard Davis out of Ohio State, another corner, sounds good. Of course, he has normal dev too. Again, I expected it, and hey, when I expect it to happen, I'm not as hurt, you know what I mean? As is the case with life. How many 2nd round picks do we have though? I guess 3. Let's go with a tackle though. We might go with Zach Suttle. He is very strong. He's probably only gonna have like 90 strength or some stupid shit, but yeah, he has elite strength, pretty good ratings. He's not a great pass blocker, but he's a good run blocker, it looks like, which makes sense. He looks like a big mauler. Oh no, we can't take him. He's 23. Never mind. I almost forgot. Should I just say we can draft whoever? That doesn't really stick to the point of the rebuild though, like a super young team. 23 isn't a super young prospect, but I guess we'll go with Braylon Harris. He looks pretty good. It's between him and, did my game like tab out? What happened? Or did it freeze? Okay, it froze. It doesn't like Braylon Harris. That's cool. Okay, no, my controller might have disconnected. I don't know. I restarted the game and it still wasn't working, so I just unplugged my controller and plugged it back in, and now it's working. Whatever. Let's go with Braylon Harris. He's a really good pass blocker, so I'm sure he's gonna allow 30 sacks this season. If he was a good run blocker, he would probably only allow like 6 or something. But Braylon Harris out of Oregon, let's take him. He does have hidden dev, only 83 strength, but God, how does 30 bench reps equal 83 strength? I will never understand how that works. But he's wearing number 69, nice. Hidden dev, we'll take it. And probably last pick I'm gonna show, I think I want a linebacker, but which one do I want? Proctor? None of these guys look great though. Proctor looks okay, he just has terrible pursuit. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not great. I don't know if any of them are worth taking. I'm not gonna lie. I guess we'll go with Eric Carson. He doesn't look great, but he looks maybe good enough. He's just a bad pass rusher, but he has elite strength, A play rec, A block shed. He has good, he's only 21 years old. I was gonna say he has good age. I don't know what that means, but let's go with with Eric Carson out of Auburn. We love normal devs on this channel, don't we? I just love to pick normal dev players. I don't know how I always do that, but I do. I'm just a magician, what can I say? But let's get to the end of the draft. Hopefully the CPU doesn't pick too old of players. It'll probably go for exclusively 24-year-olds. But let's see what happens. I feel like in every draft there should be like a really old player, you know what I mean? Just like one, maybe two, like a Brandon Weeden type or something. I don't know, maybe that's just me though. Wow, that's weird. I expected both of these corners to be a 78 overall, and they are both a 78 overall. Unfortunately, no dev trait for either, but they both look very, very good on paper, and they must have both been top 5 talents, I would guess. Yeah, they were both tied for 3rd in the class, so we had a pretty good draft, to say the least. Rashard Davis was young. Yeah, he was only 22. Okay, just checking. But Braylon Harris is only a 72 overall. I wish he was better, but I trust him more than I trust Paris Johnson. We might move Paris Johnson inside to guard or something, and then Eric Carson's a 74. He looks okay. The CPU picked a decent corner, Aaron Hopkins. He is only 22. No dev trait, so we have about 1 million corners now. That's cool. And the CPU apparently really likes safe. Interesting. That's something I should have drafted. We don't really have safe. We can probably move one of the corners to safety though, so that might not be too bad. But anyways, let's get into year number 2. But here's a look at the team heading into year 2. We are up to a 79 now. So we went up, what, like 5 overall? By the end of this, we could be like a 90 or something. I don't know why I said that so weird. 90 or something. I like slurred my word. But yeah, clearly the Paris Johnson experiment didn't work at tackles, so we'll try Braylon Harris there. We could also try Broderick Jones, but I don't trust him. I feel like he's gonna play terrible if we try that. We could though. I don't know if I want to, but we could. Now we'll try the rookie. And then on defense, everything's mostly the same. I moved Jalen Jones to safety just because we had a ton of corners and not really any good safeties, so maybe he can play well. I mean, he was pretty good last year. He got 3 picks. And then our corner group looks good. Obviously, we drafted 2 of them with normal dev. Our D-line is probably our strongest position, either that or QB. Our D-line is pretty nice already. So definitely the goal of this next offseason is going to be to get safeties. I just wish I remembered. But let's get to the midseason point of year number 2, and we will see how the team is doing. Okay, well, I figured we would have one of these seasons. I'm kind of glad it's coming sooner rather than later, though. But it seems like lately in rebuilds, year 3 is the big disappointing year, but this year it is year 2. This is what it used to be. I was confused. We would do really well in year 2, and then we would suck in year 3, when usually it was the other way around, but now the year 2 suckage is back. Could have phrased that better, but suckage is funny, and I know a lot about it from your mother. But we are gonna have some players to re-sign. I wonder if this is like UDFAs that I signed. I only signed like 2. Yeah, mostly. There is Tyler Smith, but that's a 5th-year option. We'll pick that up when we can, but I don't care about either of these 2. So let's see what's going wrong. Maybe we can fix something here. Maybe the Packers offense is just terrible in this game. I don't know. Let's see how the line's holding up. Ooh. Okay, we need a new center apparently. Joe Tippmann sucks. Braylon Harris isn't doing great. The rest of the line is though, and we're hardly getting any pressure. We have 7 total sacks on the season and 1 interception. All right, the whole team's terrible, but I don't know if there's anything I can do to fix it because there's always a season like this. It seems programmed into the game for some weird reason. But let's just get to the end of the season and we will see how we finish. Okay, well, in year number 2, we finish 3-14. Ouch. I thought we would do better in the second half of the year, but no. And guess what? This is a certified EA moment. We had the worst offense in the league again, so time to play the fun game of which playbook do we want to go with, because apparently the Packers is terrible. Yeah, we were the least points per game in the NFL by 3.3. Ouch. And we have a pretty good overall offense. Y'all are gonna hate me, but you know which offense we're going with. We have a bad running game, pretty good weapons, and a good QB. You know which offense we're going with. It shouldn't be a surprise. It's like the only consistently good one in this game. Our defense I trust a little more. It was good last year. It wasn't good this year, but we at least had a good pass D, which doesn't make sense because we had terrible safeties and probably no pass rush, but whatever. CJ Stroud was okay. 3,300 yards, 20 touchdowns, 9 picks. Decent completion percentage. Jahmyr Gibbs wasn't great. Again, only 3.5 yards per carry. Yikes. JSN was our leading receiver with 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns. Jordan Addison, 800 yards. He was okay. And for blocking, the line definitely did better in the second half of the year. Braylon Harris wasn't great with 10 sacks allowed, and same with Joe Tippmann, 7 from center, but the rest of the line was pretty good. And Ivan Pace led the team with 152 tackles. Tackles for loss, 15 for Lucas Van Ness, 13 for Carter, 10 for Benton, and sacks, only 6 from Jalen Carter led the team, 5 for Lucas Van Ness, 4.5 for Miles Murphy. Not great numbers there, but I'm not sure what to do about that. I guess we'll see. And then 2 interceptions for Rashard Davis and Nick Cross, 1 for Ivan Pace and Jalen Jones. So definitely an interesting season, but this is just the start. But for MVP, Patrick Mahomes, of course, wins it again. It is the usual top 5. Well, I guess Brock Purdy's in there instead of Josh Allen, which if Brock Purdy wins MVP, I'm not gonna know what to think. He's going to. I'm gonna say that because, you know, it would be an interesting story. And the NFL's a, you know, like story-oriented business. I mean, most businesses are, but you know what I mean. But like, I mean, he's very good at executing the 49ers system, but like, oh God. If he was on any other team, I don't know if he would be on a roster right now. I'm not sure. Also, Kirk Cousins re-signed to the Commanders. That's very interesting. I don't know why they would do that, but it wouldn't shock me. They're not a very well-run organization. Offensive Player of the Year went to Brandon Ayuk. I guess, you know, kind of furthering my point. I mean, I know it's just the game, but still, it's kind of funny. And McCaffrey up there. I'm surprised Debo isn't up there. I'm surprised George Kittle isn't up there as the entire top 4. But Defensive Player of the Year goes to Aaron Donald. Khalil Mack signed to the Cardinals. That's interesting. No Packers, though. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Teddy Andrews of the Cowboys. And Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Terrence Monk for the Lions. We have Rashard Davis at 6. At least we have someone up there for an award. This was a rough season, but it should... do I even want to say that? I don't know. It should be only uphill from here. That's a risky thing to say in this game, especially. We'll see. But also, y'all, hold on. I want to take my pop filter off for this and turn my sensitivity way up. So, volume warning. But y'all better wish me a happy birthday if you haven't already. You know, hit the comments. Tell me happy birthday. I would very much appreciate it. I'll give y'all a second. Go and do it. Y'all better do it. All right, thank you. But in the Super Bowl, the Chiefs take down the Giants 27-22. I've seen the Giants in the Super Bowl a decent amount lately for some reason. I don't know why. They're one of the worst rosters in the league in real life, to be fair. I thought they were going to be pretty good this year, but no, definitely not. Them and the Patriots are the 2 teams I was the most wrong about, for sure. And I guess the Bengals, but like Joe Burrow's been half hurt and now fully hurt the entire year, which I'm very... Oh, you know what I realized? I predicted the Bengals winning the Super Bowl. Whenever I do that, the teams I predict just have the worst luck throughout the season, especially with injuries. So I'm sorry, Bengals fans. I shouldn't have said anything. I should just not predict a Super Bowl winner. Then no teams would have any injuries. That would be the best thing I could do for the world. But for re-signings here, obviously, you know, we're not really going to bring these 2 back. But Tyler Smith, that's an expensive 5th-year option. I mean, it's not like we're spending money on anything, to be fair, so we'll pick it up, but that's expensive. And now, let's see if there are any good free agents we can sign. Tucker Bush, a star dev tight end. Yay. We might as well. I mean, I want to spend money somewhere in free agency. There's Jarius Stinson, another star dev. What are you? You're a run stopper? I don't know. Ooh, I might sign Clifton Patterson, because he wouldn't go down if we moved him to middle linebacker, because he already is one. Super exciting free agent class, I know. But for the final year, once we get there, I might loosen the restrictions just so we can build like a really good team if we don't already have one. We'll see. But Tucker Bush, which is a fire name. That's what I do with your mother, Tucker Bush. Gross. Sorry. Clifton Patterson, I don't know if we're going to get him. I mean, we only have a yellow offer, but guess what? Doesn't really matter. Do either of these 2 want to sign? Okay, they do. Cool. I don't even know if either of them are going to make the team. We'll see. But now let's get to the draft. And you know what? Actually, I forgot to mention this, but I just checked. I feel like struggling this year was one of the best things that could have happened to us long term. Our offense being so bad made it so our defense was on the field forever. So they put up good numbers, and we got Lucas Van Ness and Ivan Pace superstar dev. That's nice. It also gave not Marvin Tuipulotu, Tuli Tuipulotu star dev. So we'll take that. But here in the draft, again, the bright side of being terrible is we get the number 1 pick. Now, what do we want to do with this number 1 pick is the question of the day. There is Spencer Daly, who doesn't look that good at all. He looks bad. What? This is a top 5 guy? He only has B finesse moves, and he's a speed rusher, outside linebacker. No, we're not doing that. There's also Calvin Tatum. He looks better, but we have a power rush scheme. I don't know, man. There's also Matt Fitzpatrick, who might look the best of the 3. I just don't have him scouted, unfortunately. You hate to see it. Calvin Tatum is a year younger, though, and you know, that fits with the theme of the rebuild. I don't know if we're gonna take him for sure or not, though. I'm still thinking. I literally don't know what else we would go with, though. So are we feeling another trade back? Is there a team with multiple first-round picks? Let me see. Maybe the Texans still? No. Let's trade back to, I think, 6 with the Buccaneers would be a good spot. Are they interested? No. But I don't want to trade back with any of these teams. These are way too far back. The Bucks might even be too far back to get the player we want. Hopefully not. But let's see what kind of trade we can cook up. We might say this is a quarterback trade up. I mean, they have Jordan Love. He's only developed up to a 79, though. So I don't know. But we'll take an extra first and 2 seconds. This isn't like great value for us, but it's not that far of a trade down. I don't know. I don't care. I just want some picks. So we'll take that, and we will pick at number 6 now. Was that the guy I wanted? I will scream. No, I think it was Fitzpatrick, right? No, I think that was the guy I wanted. Oh, cool. Well, Fitzpatrick looks pretty much as good, maybe even better technically, because he has good player ec. However, he's a very good candidate to have normal dev. He has bad injury, C to F injury. I guess his traits are all good, so maybe not, but I don't know. I just feel like he's gonna have normal dev. He had a good combine, though. Great strength, speed, jumping, acceleration, good change of direction. So I guess we'll take him. It's either him or like a safety or something, which we do need, but our pass rush was also terrible. And we do at least have the first pick in the 2nd round. I don't know if there's gonna be anyone good left, but Jose Cobbs looks good. That might be it. But yeah, let's go with Matt Fitzpatrick out of Michigan. Hidden dev, thankfully. Still not a scheme fit, obviously. He at least has C power moves, though, which is probably only like a 60, but hopefully it's better than that. He looks pretty good, though. And either way, that was better than taking that guy at number 1. And now for a safety pick. Who's available? Is Artis Davis good? Maybe. He might be, actually. He's a really good run defender, but he has no coverage. There's Justin Goodson. No. And then I think the best looking one might be Jose Cobbs. He doesn't have very good pursuit or zone coverage, but he's only 21 years old. He's fast. He's strong. He has elite agility. I think we might take him. It's either him or Davis or both. Davis is projected to go first. Let's take him first. I don't know if he's great, but he could be if his coverage isn't too bad. I mean, he's at free safety, which is usually a better cover position, obviously, so maybe it just looks worse because he's compared to, you know, better cover players. I don't know. That's my copium. We'll take him here. He has hidden dev. That's nice. He'll be a scheme fit at strong safety. He could be good. That might be a good pick. I pick for need way too much in this game, though. I always end up reaching on players. But I feel like this draft, we're getting good ones. And then Jose Cobbs, only 21 years old, out of Clemson. Good combine, like I showed. Pretty good ratings. Again, I wish he had better pursuit. In the zone, I don't really care about. He's a hybrid safety, but the pursuit is a little concerning. But let's take him. He'll probably have normal dev. Yeah, he does. But I think he'll be a decent overall. We'll see. And then last pick here, I want a safety. The one I was looking at got taken. Or not a safety, a center. I'm stupid. But the center I was looking at got taken, and none of these guys look that good. I wonder if there's a good-looking guard that we can move to center. Ooh, we might have found one. Okay, he's a terrible run blocker, and he has no power, which is our scheme. So maybe not. And also, that doesn't make sense, because he's not particularly fast, but he's very strong. So he has no power and no run blocking. Interesting. All right. I love the logic of this game. This guy looks good. Cameron Banks, he just didn't have a very good combine. We'll go with Jake Richardson, though. I might go with another one of those right guards, like Banks. But for the last pick I'm going to show, let's go with Jake Richardson out of Tennessee. He does have hidden dev, 91 strength, really good jumping and acceleration for whatever that's worth. We'll take it. I don't know if he's going to be a great overall, but he looked pretty good on paper. But in the draft, we did pretty well. I would say no misses for the picks that we took, other than, well, no, Cobbs is the highest overall player we took, even though he has normal dev. But Matt Fitzpatrick is exactly what I thought he would be. I thought he could even be like a 73 or something, but he's a 74, obviously hidden dev. He looks pretty all right. I'm surprised he's even a 74. His ratings don't look as good as I thought they would, but he looks all right. And then Artis Davis, a 74 overall with the hidden dev, of course. He looks very good and could turn into like a monster, depending on his dev trait. Jose Cobb's, of course, only normal dev, but he's a 75. Jake Richardson, I moved him to center. He's a 72. He was a 74, but went down to a 72. Cameron Banks is a 73, obviously normal dev. Well, not obviously, I guess I didn't show that, but he only has normal dev. He was a 72 at center too, but he doesn't have a dev trait, so I want to start Richardson. And then this Carlos Martin guy I picked, I'm going to start looking for these weird, like, tweener types. I guess they're not really tweener because, I mean, he's 6'5", 274. That's just kind of a 4-3 defensive end, but we'll make him work at outside linebacker. I mean, the Packers make Rashawn Gary work, so we'll make Carlos Martin work. But yeah, I'm going to start looking for players like this in, like, the 3rd or 4th round because I've found a few of them lately that are just really good power rushers. So I'll keep my eyes out for that. But the CPU did absolutely nothing, just more corners. That's what we needed. Yay. But now let's get into year number 3 of the rebuild. And this is a year where we should start doing really well. But will we is the question of the day. Y'all will have to stay to the video or stay till the end of the video to find out if we ever eventually do well. But here we're gonna trade a we're trading Nakobe Dean for a 3rd round pick. I almost said that backwards. Nakobe Dean's a little old for this team at this point. He's 24. We have like 21-year-olds that are pretty much the same overall. So yeah, I was thinking about cutting him, so we might as well trade him. A 3rd is probably too much value, but this isn't a realistic rebuild, so who cares? God, we still have 12 more players to cut. But here we are heading into year 3. The team doesn't look that different from last year. I mean, we developed a little bit, but you know, this year hopefully we can develop more. Really, the only change on offense is Richardson at center now, and on defense, it's definitely a little different here. I mean, new safeties, that's mostly it, I guess. We got 2 new pass rushers, though, who both look pretty good. Or I guess 3 if you want to count Carson, too. Also, Jalen Carter's up to a 92 now. He could be close to a 99 by the end of this rebuild. We'll see. So let's get into year number 3, and we will see how we are doing at the midseason point. Okay, well, once again, we are 1-6. I mean, we don't have the greatest roster in the world yet, but I mean, we're 2 overall better than the Browns, who are 4-3. I love this game. I love how playbook oriented it is. It's so fun. We're like low-key one of the better teams right now. I mean, at least average. I don't know, man. We shouldn't be 1-6 though. What's the problem this year? Who's underperforming? Stroud's doing fine. Gibbs isn't great, but it's not like we have another option there. Sam Laporte is, oh yeah, we're the Chiefs offense now. He's our leading receiver. Darnell Wright is the problem this year, even though he's been good every other year. This is a fun game, and we are getting 0 pressure on the QB. Cool. What do I do about this? All right, well, I definitely think we're gonna bench Miles Murphy and Marlon Tuipulotu, or Marlon? Tuli Tuipulotu. Ooh, maybe we won't. Matt Fitzpatrick has 300 snaps, but 0 sacks. Yikes. BJ Ojulari has 260 snaps, 0 sacks. Let's get Carlos Martin more playing time, though. I was trying to. I put him as like the number 2 for both rush ends, but he still isn't getting any sacks. All right, well, we'll get him more playing time, and we might bench Darnell Wright. We'll see. But the team just plays so different in the second half of the year. Darnell Wright could do well in the second half of the year for all we know. I just don't know. So let's do this. Let's start Paris Johnson at right guard and Peter Skoronski at right tackle. This could absolutely backfire like crazy, but we'll try it. Might as well try something when we're 1-6. And we have some re-signings. Any players that are important to the team? Oh yeah, kinda. At least Ivan Pace. We'll re-sign him 4 years at 36 mil, and he re-signs. Oh, and we're gonna have all the 5th-year options for the... Oh god, I forgot how many of these guys are gonna have 5th years. Maybe we won't accept any of these, because this is gonna be expensive. Maybe for like Skoronski, because that isn't too expensive. Maybe Paris Johnson, Jahmyr Gibbs, but most of these we won't be able to afford them if I do this, so I don't think we're gonna do that. But we could. I mean, we won't have any money to work with next year, but we could. But now let's get to the end of year number 3, and we will see how we can finish. But in year number 3, we finished better than we were doing, at least. We finished 7-10. Now our defense is struggling. Our offense didn't do much better. We just had a terrible run game on offense, and our pass game wasn't like elite or anything. We'll get there, don't worry. We're just not there yet. Oh, and CJ Stroud was really disappointing, low-key. 4,000 yards, only 25 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Jahmyr Gibbs, 700 yards, 3.6 yards per carry. Maybe we should put CJ Stroud at running back. I mean, he at least had 4.2. JSN had 3.8. I mean, that's better than Gibbs did. I don't know. But Sam Laporta was our leading receiver with 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns. Maybe he'll get superstar. We'll see. Marvin Mims was our number 2 with 900 yards, 6 touchdowns. Jordan Addison was okay, and JSN didn't do much, even though he was listed as our number 1 receiver. Oh, and Braylon Harris just absolutely went to shit in the second half of the year. That's cool. Peter Skoronski, kind of same deal when we moved him to right tackle. I don't know what we're going to do about our O-line. We'll have to figure it out, because it isn't playing super well. But Ivan Pace led the team in tackles with 120 tackles for loss, 16 for Carter, 12 for Van Ness, and sacks, 7 for Carter, 5 for Van Ness. And the most from an actual edge rusher was 4.5 from Matt Fitzpatrick. Fun. Drew Sanders with 2.5, Keanu Benton with 2, Carlos Martin with 2. Maybe we should just trade all the other guys away and just keep Martin and Fitzpatrick so it isn't such a big mess there. And then interceptions, 2 for Marquez Brown, and then 1 a lot of different players. Oh boy. And Dak Prescott wins MVP. Some rebuilds are just like this, man. This is just one of those rebuilds. I'm in pain. But Offensive Player of the Year goes to CeeDee Lamb again. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Aaron Donald again. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Ryan Allen on the Vikings. And Defensive Rookie of the Year went to Trent Lockridge on the Eagles. Artis Davis at 6, Matt Fitzpatrick at 8, Jose Cobbs at 9. Almost nice. So definitely another disappointing season, but maybe just years 2 and 3 are usually disappointing. But let's get into the off season and we will see if we can finally upgrade this team, or at least have it play well. The team's not bad, but it's not playing well, as is the case in every Madden rebuild. And in the Super Bowl, the Chiefs take down a different NFC East opponent, 38-30. They beat the Eagles 38-35. I'm pretty sure that was the score, right? And this time they beat the Cowboys 38-35. So apparently they just own that division. I don't know. But that is one of the most EA Super Bowls I've ever seen. It feels like it is every year, though. It's one of the same 6 to 8 teams. But we are going to have some fifth years to worry about. Actually, this isn't going to matter anyways. We're not going to get to these players' fifth years, I don't think. So yeah, none of this is going to matter. But Jalen Carter's up to a 94 with X Factor now. CJ Stroud's up to a 90, still no dev trait because he hasn't played that well, but even though he hasn't played well, he can still develop at the same rate as someone who would play well because EA. I'm full of complaints today. But yeah, we're not going to pick up any fifth years. I mean, I guess we could, but it doesn't really make sense to. I guess we'll re-sign Nick Cross. He comes back, and we need a kicker. We don't have a very good kicker. Maybe that's what's holding us back, surely. But let's get into free agency, and we will see what we can do. We might lighten the rules a little bit and just go for young players, not necessarily the youngest. We'll see. Unfortunately, it doesn't matter because all the top guys are a little bit older anyways. We could go for Tyler Algier and Garrett Wilson, though. Maybe. Yeah, let's do that. I'm sick of not having a run game at all. This is breaking the rules a little bit, but at this point, we've tried it with doing the challenge. Let's try to build an actual good team now. Well, that's a last name. Would that be Voigt? I guess it would be Voigt, probably. I've never seen that one. But these are the players we are going to go for in free agency. And there are some pretty good ones. There's Tyler Algier, Garrett Wilson, George Pickens, Martin Emerson, and Cameron Dicker. Dicker the kicker. Pretty good group of players compared to, you know, what we've been signing here. I mean, this would be a really good free agent class in real life, too. Very good. Garrett Wilson doesn't really develop much in this game, though. It's interesting. Even with, like, Aaron Rodgers actually throwing him passes here, it's kind of weird. But let's see if we can sign any of these players. I think they would all be starters. Maybe not Emerson, but maybe. But let's see if we can sign them. Okay, so we get Tyler Algier and George Pickens. Nobody rejected us. I don't think Garrett Wilson's going to sign, unfortunately. We went very player-friendly, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Let's up it a little bit. I do kind of want him. We'll go very player-friendly and some. We might as well. We have a ton of money. We might as well just overpay the hell out of him. All right, 6 years, 184 mil. Still only yellow interest, but we'll see what happens. So Emerson, Wilson, and Dicker. Emerson and Wilson sign, and we do not get Garrett Wilson. We We get Martin Emerson. Apparently Wilson just really didn't want to be a Packer. Cameron Dicker doesn't want to sign with us, but oh well. Wilson goes to the Panthers. You would rather sign with the Panthers? I guess that makes sense. I mean, they're good in this game. They've probably been playing well, but still. And yeah, it does look like Sam Laporta got a dev trait, which is huge. Oh, okay. I'm definitely going to start looking for those like 3rd, 4th round power rusher defensive ends. He didn't get X Factor. He had X Factor. That's insane. I mean, he didn't develop for some reason, but he's good. And Fitzpatrick only has star, unfortunately. Carter went up to X Factor. We saw that. No other dev ups, though, I don't. Davis only had star 2. Unfortunate. But at least we got one X Factor. Like our only good dev trait of the rebuild. But let's get to the draft, and we'll see what we want to do. I don't know what we do want to do. Maybe just straight offensive line? We'll see. But here we are going to trade BJ Ojulari for a 2nd round pick to the Falcons. I mean, he's our best overall pass rusher, but he has like 3.5 sacks total through the last 3 seasons in like full starting snaps. He'll have like 50 tackles and 1 sack per year. So we're not doing that. We'll trade him for a 2nd round pick. I don't know if we're going to get much for that 2nd round pick, but it'll just, what's the word I want to use? I guess muddy up our edge group less. It'll unmuddy our edge group. I don't know. I might even trade Tuli Tuipulotu too. Tuli Tuipulotu too. That's interesting to say. Because yeah, he hasn't been great either. He's been doing a little better, but still. 7 sacks through 3 seasons isn't great in what looks like full starting snaps almost. Alright, we're gonna turn Tuli Tuipulotu into a 3rd round pick. It's a weird way to phrase it. We're not killing him or anything. We're trading him away. We're sending him to the Rams, which I can't wait for him to win Defensive Player of the Year. That's gonna be fun. It's just he hasn't done anything here, so we're getting rid of him. I don't even think Miles Murphy's really done anything, so maybe he would have been better to trade away, but he's at least had, you know, a deadly 4.5 sacks in a season. That's more than those two have gotten almost in total. Plus, we have Lucas Van Ness, who we kind of play as an edge. I mean, he's probably been our best. He still hasn't been good, but he's been our best. So we still pretty much have 4. But now let's get to the draft. But we pick at number 11 in the draft. Do we want to go O-line? Is there anything else we really should target other than O-line? I mean, that's probably been our biggest weakness. It's just, do I trust a rookie to actually do okay rather than just trying out like Broderick Jones or something? I don't know. We'll see. We might go with Peter Skoronski at right tackle and then a rookie at left or Broderick Jones. I don't know. We'll see. And then we might look for another safe. That's not really that big of a need. I don't know. Our team is young and pretty much better than mostly any player we would get here unless they had a crazy dev trait. Ooh, this receiver looks interesting. Damn. Good speed, 25 bench reps. He's 6'5", 216. Do we need a receiver? No. Do we need anything else? Yes, but is this more fun? Probably. Is Nick McDonald good? No. I mean, he might be okay, but I don't think he's an upgrade. Colin Harper might be all right. You know what? Let's make the fun pick instead of the smart here. I have no idea if this guy's even going to be decent. He might just be the worst player to ever live, but he's interesting. He's kind of an athletic freak. I guess he's not insanely fast for his size, but he's very strong, and he has good looking ratings. Pretty good, at least. The only thing I'm worried about is the acceleration. It's not great. It's just solid, but hey, let's take him. All right, normal dev. Skill issue, I guess. I should have predicted that. My fault. But now at number 26, we'll go with more of a smart pick, I guess. We'll go with the tackle. I like the look of Trayvon Wheatley. I have no idea if he's good or not. He's only 21 though. Very strong. Elite change of direction for whatever that's worth. His ratings aren't great from what I can tell, but he's an athletic freak, like I said, and he's at least a good pass blocker, so that means he's gonna play worse there, but he'll be a better overall. I don't really see anyone else to take, so let's go with Trayvon Wheatley. Wow, this game hates me. Another normal dev. Cool. Awesome. All right, and with the last pick, let's go with Tyrone Howard. He looks similar to the last guy. He's not as strong, though, but his ratings look better. He has B pass block, B run block power, A pass block power. That could be good. I don't know. So let's take him. He has hidden dev. He could even be better just because his ratings looked so much better, but, well, I don't know about so much better. The other guy was barely scouted, but Howard looks pretty good. We'll see. And now know, actually the last pick, I want to see if there's another one of those power rusher guys. I don't see one this year. I mean, you would know if you saw one. They have like all A's pretty much, or at least a few. Like A tackle, A power moves, A block shed, but no, there isn't one. There is Kai Franklin though. He looks good. He doesn't look as good as the last guy we took, but he does look pretty good. All right, let's take him with our last pick. He'll probably have normal dev, but he looks like a good player. Okay, no, he has hidden. 88 strength, 76 speed, hidden dev. Sounds good. But let's get to the end of the draft and hopefully we got some good players. Okay, well, we didn't get great players. Dominic Pinkins was our best player, which is a hell of a name, but he only has normal dev, obviously. He's good looking on paper. I guess my fault for knowing, or for not knowing he would have normal dev. Skill issue, I guess. He has really good change of direction, damn. But yeah, that's unlucky. Trayvon Wheatley is a 73, again, no dev trait. Tyrone Howard's only a 72. He does have a dev trait though, so if we start either one of them, he'll probably get the nod, but I don't think we're gonna start either of them. And then Kai Franklin is okay. He's a 72. The hidden dev is nice though. So let's get in to year number 4 of the rebuild, the 4th and final year, and we will see if we can be competitive this year. And you know what? I am sick of this team being ass, so we are making a big trade here. We are trading Brian Brzee, Joe Tippmann, a 1, a 2, and a 3 to the Bengals for Jamar Chase. You know, this offensive playbook doesn't really use receiver, but it does, but it just uses tight end more, but it still very much uses a receiver. So that's a massive trade, and he is like the youngest out of this top group. I wanted a really good one. I guess we could have maybe traded for like Puka Nacua or something, but he still doesn't have a dev trait. I wish I could give him one. I'll give him one here, but I simply do not have time to go in to each franchise and give every single player a dev trait, even though they should have one because it says they have one outside of franchise. But oh well. But here we are heading into the 4th and final year of the rebuild, finally looking pretty good. I mean, we've had a good roster on paper for the entire rebuild. It's just, will it perform or will we suck again? We have a lot of dev traits on defense, a very colorful defense. It's just, again, will it perform is always the question of the day. We're not like the best roster in the league or anything. Now, we could be by the end of the year if we actually play as well as we should and get like morale and all that, but you know, we look pretty close. We're in 85. It looks like the Lions are in 86. The Falcons are in 87. Dolphins are in 86. The Chiefs are in 87. So it looks like we're tied for like the 4th best team, or 5th, which isn't bad at all. But will we play like a top 5 team is the better question. This is a legit strategy, I feel like, though. I mean, obviously you can't really, you know, start with that young of a team unless you go and trade out for all of them. But, you know, if we were able to sign like older free agents and all that and build like a crazy team, this would be a very good roster. But anyways, let's just get straight to the end of year number 4 and we will see what happens. All right, well, before I reveal how we did in the 4th and final year of the rebuild, again, if you haven't already, be sure to drop a like on the video. You know, it's my birthday. That would be a great birthday gift. It would help the video do better, so I would very much appreciate that. And of course, subscribe if you like Madden rebuilds, because that's literally all I do, as I always say. And of course, let me know any fun rebuild ideas y'all have down below. And also wish me a happy birthday. But we are up to an 88 overall team, which is probably borderline the best team in the NFL. If you noticed, I made a couple offensive line changes. I didn't realize I started Harris at center. I meant to start Richardson, and then I benched Broderick Jones for Wheatley. I'm getting confused because isn't there someone named Tyrone Wheatley in real life? So I keep seeing T. Wheatley. Who is Tyrone Wheatley? Hold on. Isn't he a lineman too, or like a D lineman? Yeah, Tyrone Wheatley Jr. is a tackle for the Patriots, a backup, or he might even be a practice squad. I don't know. He's on injured reserve, but I don't know why I just rambled about that. That has nothing to do with this rebuild. Here's a look at the defense though. Martin up to an 80 overall. The team is looking good in terms of overall, but in year number 4, this is just a cursed team. We finished 7-10. We just can't do well. We couldn't do well throughout this rebuild. We built a really good roster. Sooner or later, I'm just gonna stop caring about performance and just entirely caring about team overall, because we have tied for the best roster in the league, or well, I guess tied for 2nd best. The Chiefs are better, but we have this good of an overall while I am trying to build a team that actually plays well. But if I just went for highest overall players, I mean, this could be a ridiculous roster. I don't know. It's just half the time higher overall players are worse in this game for some reason. We'll go super quickly over the season stats. CJ Stroud was all right, 4,400 yards, 30 touchdowns. His best year probably, but still nothing insane. Tyler Algier was pretty good, 960 yards, 4.3 per carry, 12 touchdowns. JSN was our leading receiver with 1,000 yards and 9 touchdowns. Jamar Chase had 1,000 yards. Sam Laporta, 900 yards, 11 touchdowns. Shout out Sean McDermott. Sorry. I benched Broderick Jones because he was playing like shit. Trayvon Wheatley played a little better. Peter Skoronski was bad. Tyler Smith and Darnell Wright were amazing, and Jake Richardson. And then on defense, Ivan Pace led the team with 134 tackles. Tackles for loss, 16 for Fitzpatrick. We had a ton. I'm not going to list all those. And sacks, 9 for Jalen Carter led the team, 7.5 for Fitzpatrick, 7.5 for Carlos Martin, 7 for Lucas Van Ness. Pressure wasn't necessarily our problem. It should have been better, but it was a hell of a lot better than it has been. And interceptions, 5 for Artis Davis, 2 for Brown and Gonzalez, and 1 for Jose Cobbs. How is this defense bad? I mean, this is like our best defense so far. I don't know, man. MVP goes to, you guessed it, Dak Prescott. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Dak Prescott. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Montez Sweat, now on the Panthers, probably playing 3-4 defensive end. Gross. Aaron Donald on the Falcons? Ugh, this is disgusting. Offensive Rookie of the Year, what is that last name? Gordon Hootling? I don't know. And Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Lance McDonald for the Vikings. Hootling. Is that like yodeling? I don't know. But that is going to be the end of today's video, unfortunately. You know, we built a good team. We had a good run. We tried. And building a good team is really all I can do. So again, if you enjoyed, be sure to like, be sure to subscribe. I would very much appreciate it. No video this weekend, unfortunately. I'm going somewhere, but expect the next one on Monday. But with that, I will see y'all again in the next video. Goodbye.